Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about our little baby Orchid, as well as we're going to be talking about UMA. Wow, that thing went a bit crazy. Yeah, so the market's actually been crazy overall today. But yeah, guys, if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. As you guys can see, we have little goals that we set up above our heads here. I don't know what we're at by the time that you watch this video, but I just want to say thank you guys so much to everybody that has been supporting and subscribing. And I would love for you to be a part of this community in that first 1,000 subs, and then see where we can kind of take things from here. For everybody else that is returning to the channel, it is so good to see you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Everybody, let me know how you guys are doing in the comments down below. Are you excited about all this that just started moving? Are you got any projects that you're just now getting involved with? You got something else you kind of keep an eye on? Something about what we're talking about here? All that good stuff. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this video. So if you guys can, make sure you click that thumbs up button. And I know you can. It's just about whether you do it or not. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the information. So we got bullish on pretty much everything, but let's talk about Bitcoin to start with. There's indications of bullish trend reversal underway as Bitcoin price holds above $11,000, which is great. And if you guys take a look at my video yesterday, if you want to, I was talking about the fact that $11,000 range, that was really going to be a bit of strong resistance because there was a big sell order wall over on Binance, and they were trying to prevent it from actually being able to go above and beyond that. So there's a couple kind of takeaways with this. This is an indication that whales are either accumulating or refusing to sell. The institutional demand is rising due to high-profile bulk Bitcoin investments, and just in the last 2 months, as they mentioned here, you got two big people. You got MicroStrategy, and you've also got Square, right? And these guys, they bought a lot. We're talking MicroStrategy, $250 million first time, second time, $175 million. That's a lot of money. And then you look at Square, they bought 50 million worth of Bitcoin. So major players coming into play with this, right? Then you also take a look over here, and this is from Ki Young Ju, CEO of on-chain analytic provider CryptoQuant, said that exchanges net flow has declined to a one-year low. BTC all exchanges net flow MA30 hits the year low lately. In most cases, exchange net flow is likely to keep negative when the bull run is about to start. I would say the 2017 bull run was the same. Just taking a look here at the chart here. Ooh, wow. Baby. That'd be the Marianas Trench right there pretty much at this point. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you compared this with those? That'd be absolutely insane if it actually proves something to be true. So that's that right there. Next thing up is with UMA. So UMA, you can actually see on the chart here on the daily. Whoa, look at that. I got to zoom out. It's so big. That's what she said. I'm sorry. Blame Michael Scott for this. And so you can see the big candle right here. For the daily, massive spike up, and you see massive gains that took place. And when I tried searching for this, I didn't see anything in major news. Maybe if you guys know something that I don't, let us know in the comments down below. And if you're watching the video, go take a look down there, because if somebody is saying something that I just happen to miss, that's part of the community development with this. I want you guys to be able to voice your opinion and your research and notes and things here too. So it hopefully helps everybody. Quick side note, I'm not a financial advisor, but hopefully you guys do enjoy all of this content that we're talking about here. So anyways, I couldn't really see anything major the last 24 hours. They did talk about the fact that they're doing this little hackathon, these things are called, and that there are different projects that people have been submitting to this. So there's a little bit of engagement, 31 likes on this, and so was that really substantiated by something like this? I'm not quite sure. When you look at UMA, as to what it is, their website here, they can kind of give you a little bit of an example. I'm gonna go ahead and read through this example just so you can get a little bit of a better idea, and I think it's actually a pretty interesting idea. So number one, custom two-party agreement. So in this example, you're gonna be talking about trade, and one person thinks that apples are going up, one thinks the other one's going to go down, and this is over the next 6 months. So Bob on the left thinks that apples are cheap and wants to go long. Bob and Alice formalize their trade using a UMA smart contract. So both sides deposit a margin requirement of 10% that will be lost if they misbehave. If they do, okay? Number two, automatic enforcement. This is where UMA starts to really come into play. Over the next 6 months, the price of apples shifts up and down but mostly down. As the price shifts down, as verified by UMA's Oracle, Bob automatically contributes money to cover his margin requirement. The more it shifts down, the more he contributes. So, number 3, instant settlement. After 6 months, the price of apples has fallen by 30%. Alice's bet was right. Because Bob was consistently contributing funds to remargin his position and not risk losing his 10% margin requirement, the contract can instantly be settled, right? So the 10% was if they misbehave, and then because price movement took place, then there was automation that took place with their system. So it's an interesting base concept just by its own nature. As far as looking at the charts itself, let's take a look here, and you can see on the daily that it has, as far as for Coinbase's reference here, been a large indication of a descending wedge pattern. And, that's a bullish indication. And guess what? Here we go. You look right at this point here, started to have a little bit of a reversal instead of a continuation down, and then broke above that level of resistance, and this thing just absolutely shot up like crazy. When you actually look at this from a more broader perspective, you can actually go like this and move this one over here to see hypothetically what prices could it be trying to test based on this kind of a trend pattern, and you'd be looking at right around $15.56, which would be more or less putting it back to the region zone, what took place back on September 20th. So not its all-time high, but it would be going back to a similar kind of region zone, right? So that's interesting right there. Thank you. Let me go ahead and delete that. You can't see that on today's date because we're now in a new daily candle. It hasn't fully established itself, right? 2 to 3 days trends, typically 3 or more for these anything for trends, right? So we haven't actually gotten that establishment yet, and it is showing a little bit of a red candle down 3.46, but in comparison to yesterday, wow, that's really good, right? But is this a fake out? Is this a pump and dump kind of situation? Not necessarily a lot of great news from what I could tell. Nothing super big or crazy. And so because of that, it puts me a little bit more on the back edge right here. You can see that there was a bit of a retracement that took place between this region zone here, nearly a 50% correction overall. And then we're seeing a little bit more of the red, so the continuation on the actual daily as far as the last time region zone goes. And let's go look at it a little bit more on a micro side. So I'm a little bit on the skeptic side when you look at it on that side. And then the skepticism starts to come in even more when I take a look at it on the 4 hourly. On the 4 hourly here, you can see a broadening wedge pattern, which is a bearish pattern, right? So with it being a bearish based pattern here, we might see the fact that this is a rising position for the high, or if we even went like that's even worse. That's even worse, but let's just say you take into account that maybe that was an irregularity. Then you could be potentially seeing a drop further down from here to around the $6.26 level, maybe even on a continuation on the next several hours, just kind of writing down around 620. Yeah, so that was like around 620, then 656, and then you'd be looking continuing on up, right? Just small little increments up as time goes by. So this has the potential to continue to rally up further, but do be cautious because the fundamentals are suggesting that it's more on the downwards trend, even though it's technically up super high in comparison from yesterday. Remember, on the daily, it is in the red as of the time of when I'm recording this video. So keep your eyes on that. Next thing, let's go and take a look over on Orchid. And on Orchid, on the daily candle, you can also see some good news. So this has broken above the level of resistance that we had, which is absolutely amazing. And you can also see that it broke above the 0.5 on the Fibonacci retracement, which was great, but it did end up pulling back down. Whoa, what are you doing there, buddy? It did pull back on this position right here, put itself down below, and closed out on that day. However, now we move into the next day, right? Because again, what did I say? 2 to 3 days, right? We got 1 day close. That's good news. Make sure we're established above this level of resistance we had. 1 day close, great. Second day so far, still in the positive, still looking good, and above the 0.5 on the Fibonacci retracement. Awesome. Getting closer to that 21 EMA, even more awesome. I really want to see it keeping on that rally up. So I want to keep an eye on this. Has potential to still do a fake out. A lot of things can happen, right? This is bloody October, and things can get really messy really quick, right? People start to FOMO in and things, and volatility ensues, right? One wrong tweet from somebody coming out could change a lot of different stuff. And so we take a look at this. Let's switch it over to the 4-hourly chart. And when we zoom in right there, sorry, that's my stomach. I got to get something to eat. I've been doing research for you guys. I've been trying to get you that good content, that stuff to say like, this is a channel that I want to subscribe to. I want to hit that like button too. I want to hit that bell notification too. I didn't even say that. If you guys can click that bell notification too, that'd be absolutely awesome. Anyways, so taking a look at here, we have this ascending triangle, right? And this is a bullish sign. This is actually good news. And especially we have all these green candles. Now, the more candles that are green in a row, you're starting to get to the point where you're more likely to start seeing red, right? But this is on a 4-hourly chart, so it's having a good, strong rally. And it is mainly being contested right around 27 cents, 90, just under 28 cents. And if it has the ability to break above that, we might see a little bit more of a resistance here. Yeah, it's like right at that 28-cent range, which is where that peak had hit back here. And then back at this point, you can see over here as well on October 3rd, there was another instance that it's pretty darn close to 28 cents. So 28 cents, let's get above that and then see more opportunities on those gains. So I'm very excited about that with Orchid. If it has the potential, let's talk about the other case scenario, right? If it does have a further continuation down, and well, actually, let's even do this, right? Because we got that ascending triangle pattern as we talked about. We could see it push up to 29 cents, 30 cents, which would be absolutely great. Would love to see that take place. If it pulled on the other side here, well, not so great. We could see that pull down back to the 25 cent range, which it was forming a bit of a consolidation zone there. So essentially, we were forming a short-term consolidation on a more larger macro consolidation form that'd be inside this rectangular space. So a lot of the price action was on a low point of around 26 cents and a high range right around 32 cents, right? So let's see if we can get back to the median zone of that consolidated space and see if it has a further chance to rally up. But dropping back down at this point in time, the technicals, as of this moment, when I'm recording the video, this looks more bullish. And I like it on the 4-hourly. I like it on the daily. Looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at this on the daily here. And you can see we have one daily closeout, second daily closeout, already looking good. Third daily with a major push up, right? Absolutely great news. And if you go ahead and grab this back line here in this symmetrical triangle that was taking place, we have a further push up. We might see levels that push up towards the region zone of around 12,730. You're going to have a big battle that takes place at 12,500 as compared to before. So if it can break above that, I think 12,730 being a stopping point, maybe, but it's probably got a much better chance to continue with the rally up to $14,000. And I think this is largely going to be in the hands at that point of what some of these major institutions, these big whales that are holding these large accounts, what they feel like doing. Because at that point, if they just decide to dump and take their profits, it is going to have a big impact, especially if they do it over a spot exchange instead of just doing it over the counter with somebody else, right? Because then it's going to end up causing it to fully push down through the books. And so looking at this off of the side, it's called slippage, by the way. As I was talking about it, I was like, I know this word. Keep talking, keep talking. You can remember it as you're talking. Okay, so then we go look at this on the daily, looking really good, right? We got that level of resistance taking place at 11,500, and we could see that in comparison to before. So really, really needs to try and get itself above that level. It did bounce right off of that point. If we look at it on the 4-hourly chart right here, you can see that we're in what looks to be essentially an ascending channel, and we really need to keep an eye on this. So it's currently on a little bit of the higher end of that channel. It does have to break above that $11,500 range. Keep in mind that we're now into the weekend, and a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, the volatility for Bitcoin, the exchanges and everything else, they kind of wait until Sunday evening if there's any major news of what's about to happen for the market, or Monday morning when the stock market opens, because then you hear about all these other companies and investors that are doing things like this, especially the large institutional investors. So there's where a lot of kind of correlation, I think, also tends to take place, is if there's big news here, what do they want to do with their money, whether it's good or bad, and that could affect where they put in with this. And the fact that Bitcoin is a digital based product, the whole tech-based industry space like the S&P 500 having a correlation there, yeah, I understand a little bit more. So yeah, just kind of keep an eye on this position here on the daily. Absolutely looking great. Break above this, continuation, absolutely awesome. Chance of it going back in a reversal, yes, there is a potential, because all we do is we look at probabilities, right? But in my perspective view, as of this moment, the fact that it is above this median base zone, right? So if we go like this, if I can remember how to set this down there properly, thank you very much. Okay, so we're looking at trying to get that right in that median zone. Okay, so as you can see with this pitchfork pattern, you can tell that where we're at currently right here is above that median zone, but it is retracing back down and essentially bounced, which is even more cool when you take a look at this. Essentially bounced off of that bottom and bounced off of that top, and it's trying to figure out where it wants to go right now. I think a lot of people are just kind of keeping an eye on it and seeing where it moves. As of right now, it's starting to drop down a little bit more. It might bounce off of that again, and a lot of times when you have a pitchfork pattern like this, it's going to tap it and either have a full continuation, go all the way to the other side, or it's going to have a retracement back. So you can see it pushed all the way through here. When it tapped it, it pushed all the way through. When it came and tapped the median zone, it started to go through, but the actual close on that candle on the 4-hourly had a reversal and it touched this line. And then the next time when it passed through the median zone, it had all the way of a continuation up. So it can go all the way through, or it can tap it and retrace back, right? So keep an eye on this, see what's going to happen on. If it has a further continuation down, potentially based on this kind of like 4-hourly pattern, we might see it push back down to like around 11,200 or so here over the next couple hours, which in my opinion, it's not really that big of a deal. It's still above the $11,000 range. So I'm still bullish. RSI on the 4-hourly is overbought, so that's a little bit of something to be concerned about. On the daily, it is not overbought. It is getting close to being overbought, but it's not overbought. And yeah, guys, I think that's going to go and wrap up this video. So if you guys are new to the channel, once again, you want to help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and we are getting close. We're getting closer and closer and closer. Please make sure you hit that sub button. Please make sure you hit that bell button. Hit the like button. That was the other thing. Let's get to 50 likes and drop a comment down below. Are you excited about what's going on? What do you think of UMA? Is there anything that I missed about it that suggests why that price went up? You guys leave all your comments and thoughts. Orchid, oh, I love this project. I'm so happy. I actually bought more when it was down low, and now that this rally is going up, dollar cost average, making those gains. Let's go, baby. Woo! Time to make some profit. Let's go, guys. Have a great night or day, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in the next episode.